Hello, Internet. This is episode 6 of the ProduceCast, a Produce 48 podcast, and now I guess an Aizwan podcast for the foreseeable future.
Sure. Well, yeah, we might want to change the name.
Well, no. We're known as the ProduceCast, so like we gotta stick with it.
Let's do all produce stuff.
Yeah, basically just everything produce, IOI stuff,
IOI rankings,
101 stuff.
Will now be under ProduceCast, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just this is our produce sort of focused one.
It's got to be like the full produce group, Joe, not the branches. Like,
yep.
Yeah, just produce.
Yeah.
Anyway,
my favorite fruit is apples.
What?
Produce.
Okay. Anyway,
I see.
Okay,
I personally like tomatoes.
Over your heads.
That person's gonna yell at us again for calling it produce instead of produce.
That's what it's called. Read the
Produce
Hangul.
101.
Produce 101. It just doesn't sound. Anyway, so this episode is going to be focused on reviewing Aizwan's debut mini album, Color Eyes. So we'll get to that in a bit. Just first, I want to go through all of the housekeeping. If you're new to the channel and you wanted to check out our previous Produce casts, they're still up on the channel. If you want to check that out alongside watching Produce 48, please subscribe. If you're on SoundCloud, say hi, and you can like or subscribe on there too as well. As always, I am joined by, first, we have the self-proclaimed IOI master, the #1 IOI fanboy in the world.
That's right.
Nathan Swisher.
Have you ever seen this color?
No.
I don't know what color they're referring to, but
yeah, maybe they're colorblind. I don't know.
Maybe they assumed he was colorblind.
Yeah, yeah. They're just asking people. That's kind of rude. Just go up to people they think are colorblind. They're like, have you ever seen this color? It's like, God damn it, no, I haven't. You know I'm colorblind.
And next up, we have his standability is simultaneously liking or thinking every song on an album is his favorite song. Jacob Burritt.
JoJo. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
Like, what's a stand?
Standability. I thought he mispronounced Stan.
Oh,
I was like, standability.
That's
That's weird.
that could be the name of my stand is Stan, because that's a name of an Eminem song.
Stan.
Your stand, his name is Stan. Okay. That's what we'll go with.
Are they supposed to be songs?
Yeah,
They're all like
your
rock and roll
Yeah.
or music references.
Yeah.
Like there's like Highway to Hell. There's Black Sabbath.
Gold
There's,
Experience.
Gold Experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the world's #1 JoJo Bizarre Adventure podcast.
Yep.
No,
Honestly,
we're
would
only
definitely
two of
start
the
that. No, I'm
three.
kidding.
Two of the three people that have never even seen it.
It's a crime.
Anyway, let's get to the mini album review. I guess I'll be the one going through this. And again, Jacob, you'll be starting us off on every song. So first, we have the song titled Colors. The lyrics are by Tenzo and Kibi, who I think is a Korean rapper. I've heard the name sounds familiar. I think we've gone through him on the releases list before, and also by Fixman. Composition and arrangement is by Tenzo, Fixman, and Muna. I'm not familiar with those people. I just want to highlight all of the producers this time around. So Jacob, start us off.
Yeah, so like my first impression of the song actually was it almost sounds a little Christmassy to me a little bit. Not like totally like a full blown Christmas song, but it sounds a little bit like it would fit on a holiday album, I guess, kind of thing. And maybe that was intentional, maybe I'm just crazy, but yeah, there's that. I like the synths in the background. They're a little tropical housey, but not like too much. And also, I felt that their vocals came up pretty good, and it opened up the album pretty well.
Yeah, this and the next song surprised me, mostly because I'd heard the single first, and it's nothing like this. But this is more of what I kind of expected. Just that innocent girl group type song. This reminded me a lot of Oh My Girl.
Oh, the next one
too. The next one definitely. Both of them did.
And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
But yeah, this was more of what I was expecting after hearing the single, which was not what I expected. It's a little like standard. But I think the chorus is really catchy. Have you seen this, or have you seen anything?
This color? Oh god, it's still stuck in my head.
So offensive too.
Yeah, it's very offensive to colorblind people. We should start that Twitter rant and get just all the dumb people that complain about everything on Twitter.
Because they're insensitive to
let's straight up just
people.
fake that we're mad at that.
The thing is though, Poe's law, like somebody will literally believe it.
Someone would get angry and start. Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
I love it so much.
There are some like pretty cool vocal effects on the song too that I liked. But that's it for me.
Oh, Jacob, you weren't around a couple weeks ago when we coined this term, but I'd call this song Popical House. If you
Popical House.
Yeah, it's Popical House. It's just very bubbly, like tropical house inspired type of vibe to it. I don't know if this is just like the term that makes most sense to me to describe it. It sounds like a Wonyoung song. If that really makes it, if you really think back to like how well she fit Rollin' Rollin', it definitely draws from this.
Rollin', so good.
Yeah, it definitely draws from the same type of like sound that Rollin' Rollin' was going for. So yeah, it's interesting to see. You could see a lot of parallels between like the 30 Girl 6 concepts and like the finale songs and how and sort of what direction they wanted to go in for this debut mini album. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see them like sort of allowing them to grow and develop in that sort of way. And just from this song, like starting out, you can already hear how just widespread the line distribution is, because it's not like this isn't a Wuju Sonyo where it's just like 90% like Yeonjung and like maybe like 10% like Changsha, and that's it. Like there's a lot. They definitely make good use of everyone's vocals, and again, this might be a recurring thing that we say a lot. But again, the vocal line in Aizwan is very good. It's very good, like surprisingly good. Again, like if you could recall back to our previous episode, I know we had our reservations, but I feel like the one thing we were confident in was the vocal line between like Jo Yuri and like Chaewon and Eunbi, and like there's a lot of good vocalists on here, so that was never a concern for me, honestly. Next up, we have Oh My. Lyrics are by SNSD and Jo Yoon Kyung. Composition and arrangement is by SNSD.
All right, so for this one, as soon as I listened to it, I was like, this reminds me like eerily a lot of another song I've heard before, and I listened to it like 5 times in a row because I was trying to figure out what it was, and it finally hit me. Is the beginning of it? The beginning of the song sounds a lot like "Swing" by Super Junior M.
Wow, that's a deep cut. Like I'm sure there's not a lot of people might even know that.
Yeah, it's mostly the da-na-na-na-na-na part,
yeah.
And yeah, I was like, where have I heard this from? It's just kind of a pattern that picked up in my head. Other than that, this, I believe, was the one that was in the initial teasers. This song was.
I didn't listen to it, so I'm just trusting your word.
So, yeah, I didn't listen to it.
I've definitely heard this in a teaser, but this is what I was expecting to be the title track, just because that's what they put in the teaser, so I figured that was the title track. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I liked it a lot. The like little mini drop, the you know, just the
like that.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like the random
I think that part's really catchy, and yeah, definitely agree on the Oh My Girl comparison. I think it definitely fits their I don't know what you call it, MO. Yeah.
The instant I heard this, like, it reminded me of something that would have come out of like Coloring Book. And I just love the instrumentals in the song. There's so much going on with like the synths. Well, it's all synths, but like all the instruments are fake. But the synths, like the brass, the saxophone, the guitar, the bass, like there's just so much going on, and it's all really interesting. So I liked it a lot for that.
I'm kind of surprised that of all the girl groups to sort of pull inspiration from with this type of music, I wouldn't have expected Oh My Girl to be anywhere near the top of that list. Because I mean, like Nugu, like girl group, you'd think, okay, they're either going to be a Blackpink clone, a Twice clone, Red Velvet clone, like something that's like super popular. But yeah, again, I don't mind this because again, there's not too many groups that sort of have the same sort of sound that Oh My Girl sort of puts out there with that style of like swing type music to some degree. So yeah, I do enjoy this. And again, I'm a huge fan of Oh My Girl, like stretching back to Pink Ocean and like the Windy Day album. And it definitely sounds like this song definitely sounds like it's something that at home on those albums. And like specifically, like it's like the comparisons can easily be drawn because it's pretty much in the same key as Liar Liar. Like if you go, I listen to the songs back to back and everything, just very similar progression and everything. So that's a good song definitely to draw from. And again, have to bring up Won Young here. She gets to use the sort of like the sort of thing that she had in Rollin' Rollin', like the would you? Like she gets to bring that back in the song again. So yeah, again, like I love that use
Stole
of
it from Muju Sonyo.
Ushu? I mean, she is from Starship, so it's fine.
That's true.
Imagine they
She's allowed to use it.
Wuju Sonyo becomes a 14-member group. Actually, no, that. Actually, no, they might.
I was gonna say, don't.
Don't speak too soon.
You walked yourself into a corner there because we don't know about that anymore.
God, imagine
it would never be 14.
Well, it could be
it's
15.
either 15 or 12 because they're not adding Won Young and not. They're not adding Won Young and not adding Eugene.
Yeah, they would.
So
but
it's either 15 or 12.
We'll see.
Honestly,
we'll see if that ends up happening.
Speaking of which, if they do lose the Chinese members, I could see that happening.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like adding
which would be funny because
to fill in gaps.
Cosmic Girls then got members of both IY and Aizwan.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy. Just like that'd be a super talented group too. But the thing is, a lot more people would get buried by the sheer power of Won Young and Eugene and Yeonjung. Like, yeah, there just be way too many people. There's just way too much star power in just between those three. So, next up we have the lead single for this mini album, L'Avion Rose, if I were to pronounce it kind of accurate, or L'Avion Rose, if they're...
I just say L'Avion Rose, yeah.
L'Avion Rose.
Or L'Avion Rose.
Ang Rose, yeah. I guess it's just...
L'Avion
Rose. Yeah.
L'Avion Rose.
There's so many different ways to pronounce this.
So, like, when I heard this, instantly loved it. The... Eunbi's like powerful vocals like in the pre-chorus were fantastic. I really love that. The beat, I think it uses some like Eastern instrumentals, which I really liked, or at least synths that sound like it. And the choreo was really cool. The styling and the music video was great. Like honestly, this was best case scenario for their debut in my opinion. One comment I will make though is like if you're listening on headphones that like the performance in the highs aren't very good, and it kind of like makes the highs hiss if it gets too high of a frequency, this song might not do it for you and you might dislike it because it's kind of fatiguing to listen to because the high frequencies,
aka you don't have crappy headphones.
Yeah,
you need recessed highs.
Like for me, like for me, like I have to listen on these really high end ones, whereas like these are very good headphones. These are my Sennheiser PXC 550s. Like they're high end Bluetooth headphones, but they like hiss the fuck out of this song. So it's like I really like listening to it. I just have to listen to it at a quieter volume that I normally would other songs. So that's like my only critique on it, is it's a little too... I think if they had gone down one octave, it would have been a little better for as far as like balance. But other than that, it's a great song. I really love it. I think it's a minor complaint. So
yeah, for me, same. Like the instant I heard this, I thought it was amazing. I think it's one of the best girl group debuts we've had in a long time. It's up there with like Dreamcatcher. For something that just like blew me away.
G-Idol, like
G-Idol and Dreamcatcher were the two I was thinking of. Like the guitar, like Spanish guitar type thing that they have going on is like really cool. I love how like chill it is and slowly builds the pre-chorus, and how hard the beat hits are in the pre-chorus. Also, with the way the choreo fits with that, where like the first three members do the like hand down part, and then the rest of the members do it on the second beat. That's that part. I love that part in the choreo. I think the chorus is just like literally perfect. It's just like I don't know. You just can't get it out of your head, but it's not. It's not like grating or catchy at all. It's actually like really chill. Just like the ooh part. With the guitar, and just everything about it's amazing. Yena's rap is just
so
hard.
It's I love it.
So good.
Imagine if Yena doesn't make this group. Honestly, imagine.
Yeah, they wouldn't have had it. Yeah, like, it's just so good.
I was mentioning... I'll let you finish, but...
No, go ahead.
Okay, well, about Yena, like, I was watching aizwan 2, like, the first episode, and I was like, if I had a bias, she'd be bias wrecking me right now.
Yeah!
I was like, she's probably my bias at this point, honestly. And, like, her rap, like, was really good. Also, in the live performance of Rumor that they did, like, a lot of people in the comments were like, oh, Choan, I miss Choan. I'm like, yeah, I get that, but honestly, Yena's rap in that was so good. Like, she really, really pulled that off well. Yep.
And yeah, the music video, it's pretty basic, like, in terms of like not the concept, but like the concept of the music video. But yeah, like I said, the choreo is utterly amazing. The styling's really good. The instant Nako showed up, I just had a giant ass grin on my face all the time. Cause also at the end she gets a center in the choreo, and I was so happy.
And no, you know what, like, everyone that's like, oh, 48 group girls can't dance, you can go to hell, because they had the balls to put like Nako at the end, Sakura at the center for a lot of these like dance parts. So like, seriously, there is no truth in that whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, they made huge differences over the
performance gains. This is like a
basically. Like I guess that's a good. I didn't mean to say that, but like, yeah, I mean, performance gains. Honestly, it fits. Over the course of Produce 48 is what I meant to say. Yeah, like they gained so much like experience that paramount to like how they were before, like in the audition stage, for example. They've come so far.
I tried so hard.
Yes. No. But in the end, it does matter, though.
It does matter. It does matter. It definitely paid off.
But no, yeah, that's it for me. It's just, this song just, like, utterly blew me away. It was way, way higher than my expectations were.
Like, my first impression, like, the first thing I had to say was, or the first thought I had was, Dream Girls, eat your heart out. There's a new champion of like girl group Produce debut song, and oh my god.
I mean, Dream Girls was there by default.
Yeah, it was there by default, but I mean, like, it's funny because all the Reddit comments were like, Dream Girls has left the game, or like, Dream Girls...
Crush is the real...
Yeah, Crush is the real, like, debut
and
song.
And that actually competes with this song.
Definitely, but no, this song gives Energetic a run for his money. Swear to God. Swear to God.
No, for real, it does.
And no, because I mean, my highest expectations are like, okay, if they have a debut song as good as, or even better than, or as good as Energetic, I would have been happy. Because like the thing is, like, I don't know, I just feel like we've been so burned by these project groups, aka mainly like the unit, where it's like, okay, we'll give or Mix 9, we'll give like, okay, we'll give UNB all these amazing songs, and they just forgot about Unity. I'm just like, oh god, please don't fuck this up.
Unity got the best debut,
like seriously,
and then just
so
got
good.
shafted after that.
Yeah, so I'm just so scared that they're just gonna half-ass this or the debut song because it's not 101, so who cares? But
yeah, I don't think they will though.
The complete opposite. And
it's a different company. So.
And I mean, again, we had, like we were mentioning before, when we were reviewing From Is 9, we we're like, all right, if this is any indication, of how off the record Entertainment's going to run the two groups, my expectations were just so high, and very rarely does anything either meet or exceed my expectations.
Actually, since they're under the same label as From Is 9 now, give me a Mama collaboration stage with both of them.
No,
that'd be so cool.
That has to happen.
Especially with Beauty being in Promise.
Promise needs to do this song, and aizwan has to do Love Bomb.
Oh
my god, that'd be crazy. I would love that.
That'd be like every Mama after that would just be a disappointment because you wouldn't be. There's no performance that can beat that. Like, seriously, if you think about it, like, that'd be the greatest performance ever.
Dude, that'd be fantastic.
So as to what I like exactly about the song, the arrangement, as you guys touched on, is incredible. Just like this arrangement of like house, like these like Chinese like string instrument sort of things that are going on, like a tad bit of like funk guitar, and the fact that it has an empty drop, because I don't like empty drops when it comes to like house or EDM music, but it works so well for this because it fits like the sort of central vibe that they're going with. And again, And to go into like the vibe of this song, like one of our biggest fears going back to episode 5 was, oh, are they gonna make that a super girly group or like cute innocent girl group sort of thing, because they have like a 13-year-old in the group, and it's like a bunch of, or they wouldn't do it like super sexy or whatever. But I'd say this is probably the first time I've ever seen a group so balanced between like having a mature, sensual, and yet like classy concept in this sort of way. Like it's really unique.
Well, it's like it's a mature concept, except they make it not inappropriate for the younger members, which I think they really did a good job at treading that line.
Yeah,
especially with like members like Cheon and Eunbi. Eunbi being older and Chan wanting to do more like sexy concept stuff. I think they definitely compensated basically everybody's needs with this kind of concept.
Yeah, and that's all props to Off the Record for being able. That's not easy. That is not easy whatsoever, because usually, again, girl groups are very much in one camp or the other. You're either like sexy mature group, or you're either an innocent cute girl group. So it's to be able to tread that line so perfectly definitely deserves some recognition. I actually forgot to mention the producers for this, the producer for this is. They did the lyrics, composition, arrangement. They're called Most Pick, and just their repertoire includes Lip and Hip, Maze by G Idol, Let Me by Gulcha, Black Dress by CLC, Ave Maria by G Friend, and Hate by 4 Minute. Just like all those most of those songs are really good already. So they brought in the big guns for this, and again, just like it's just like with Energetic, where they're starting off with a bang. So again, that's
all downhill from here.
I hope not. I swear,
just like 101.
If they straight up just go back to only doing innocent cute girl group concepts, I'm gonna be so disappointed. That's obviously in the back of my mind, but again with this, I definitely do feel a bit optimistic about it. I mean, obviously the Japanese release is gonna be different and maybe more in line with with 48 group sounds as opposed to K-pop. But I mean, we'll worry about that later. Just one thing I wanted to quickly address is. I guess just the other perspective of this, the perspective of AKB48 or 48 group fans and their reactions to this song. And normally I don't try to seek out other opinions on music, because when we do these reviews, I try to just keep my opinion as isolated and objective as possible. I don't want to risk getting influenced, but I did want to see what they were talking about in AKB48 circles and everything, and sort of a lot of the reaction was actually pretty lukewarm or just indifferent to it. Mostly I think it's
completely different.
Yeah, it definitely is completely different, but I feel like a lot of the gripes would be J-Line doesn't have a lot of lines. But I would say it might just be a logistics thing, because they're still not fluent in Korean. So there's only go ahead.
I looked at a line distribution. Sakura gets a decent amount. She gets about as much as everyone else did, but Nako and Hitomi didn't get it quite as much. They both only did about 4% of the song. But I think it's what Andrew said, is it's probably just that they don't know as much Korean yet, so it's difficult. I think as watching the Aizwan Chu show, they're learning so much Korean. They're every chance they get, they're learning new words and stuff. They even show it on the show often. Good. So they're definitely making a huge effort. So I expect them to have a lot more lines in the next comeback.
Yeah. So I was
gonna say, even in a short amount of time, they've learned a lot of Korean.
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, they're not worrying about the TV show all the time. Now they can just dedicate a lot of their time to just practicing and learning all this sort of both with choreography and Korean lessons and everything. So yeah, now that they can actually do their job full time, it's not going to take away from nothing's going to take away from that essentially. So yeah, just I know the reception's kind of lukewarm, or it feels really different, or maybe it sounds kind of bland if you're an AKB48 fan. But I would just say, don't give up on them just yet. Maybe at least wait until we get the Japanese debut, because that's going to be produced by Akipi. So just wait.
All the K-pop fans are gonna hate it, and you'll love it.
Yeah, I'd say that's the rough part about this group.
It's just different styles,
yeah, that's the thing. There's not as much crossover as I would have hoped, because I'm probably the only person that actively seeks out both K-pop and AKB48 and like 48 group music. And yeah, it's rough. My hope was that more people there would be more crossover, but yeah, it just kind of seems like everyone's just kind of sticking to their guns essentially, and it kind of sucks because I mean I hope I hope we still get an opportunity for people to just sort of come around and maybe expand their horizons musically. But
there is a lot of crossover in Korea for actually though, because like you linked the NGT 48. I don't remember, but it was one of their new music videos.
No Way Man's which was the AKB48 most recent AKB48 single, and a lot of the comments were Korean.
Yeah, I can't read enough Korean to tell, but I think most of them were positive. So, yeah.
And again, remember it's a small fan base, but there is a decent sized there's a fan base of AKB48 in Korea.
All of like the first like 12 top comments were in Korean, so.
I was gonna say also like 70% of them were in English talking about Miyu.
Rip Miyu, because she was barely in the video, unfortunately. So, yeah. So I guess just before we move off of this song, I just wanted to go like through a member by member like thing what I liked about them. Yena, again, amazing rap part. Eunbi's probably like at this point one of the biased records, just because. Again, because it's usually when you're thinking like Aizwan and like who are the good singers? Most people are just talking about like Chaewon and Yuri, but like Eunbi's voice is insane. Because like
Eunbi's vocals stood out to me the most.
Yeah, definitely, because like Yuri might have like the higher like range or the highest range of the group, but I feel like Eunbi has the most like. She has the most impact. Yeah, she has like the most like impactful voice out of all of them. So yeah, it definitely makes her stand out. And like obviously her dancing is incredible. She's up there with like Chaeyeon for like the best dancers. Chaewon's trading the high notes between herself and Yuri. Yuri, again, she's basically the Kim Jae-won of this group. She's just gonna belt every opportunity that she's gonna get. Nako is short as hell, but that's fine.
Small.
And again, I was really, really happy that she got to do a center part. Hyewon, we didn't even get to mention Hyewon. Like the progression that she made between like the end of the show and like this is just incredible. And she's an actually important part, like a really big part of this group, because like if you kind of hear everyone's voice, everyone's kind of has a high pitched voice. She's one of the only like lower pitched voices when she does her rap. So it's important for her to get a decent amount of lines to help bring balance to it. Minju, again, my llama girl, like she did a really good job as the center, and she got to do a part of the chorus as well. So again, just like everyone's stepping up for this single. Sakura, her voice wasn't as nasally, so yeah, that's good progression. Though I didn't like how they were hiding, you know, like having like her one ear exposed sort of thing. Like that's her signature like hairstyle. I don't agree with them changing that. Hee-chan, Hitomi, her voice is still nasally, but I think she'll improve. Chaeyeon got way more screen time than I expected, for good reason, because obviously she's the best dancer, and Yujin did great with like visual center and like did great with singing. And I remember I had problems with her on I Am, and I felt like she didn't really fit like the tone of the song. I felt her singing style fit the song way better this time around. So again, just everyone's improving. So just really happy with how this came out, honestly. Next up we have Memory, which is produced by I didn't write it down, never mind.
You mean produced by
it's a ballad track otherwise, but Go ahead, Jacob.
So I could tell from the name that it's probably going to be a ballad. It's called Memory. This honestly, going into it, I wasn't expecting that much because it's just a ballad. But honestly, I enjoyed this quite a lot. I thought they had really good vocal performances, and overall, like the soundstage and the instrumentation and stuff like that, it's produced very, very well. I think that came out really well.
Yeah, I agree. I thought this was way better than I expected for their ballad track. Their vocals stood out a lot. The build with the piano into the strings was really good. The electric guitar part I didn't expect. But that obviously caught my ear as well. So yeah, I thought this was great.
This is actually one of the rare occasions where I would have rather they kept it simple, because I did like the first, everything up to the first, just before the second verse, because I really like that instrumental where it's mostly piano, string, and then they have like a few timpani rolls to help build percussion in the chorus. But after that, I don't know, I just kind of felt like maybe a bit the instrumental is kind of like distracted from the vocals a bit in that sort of way, to just have so much like guitars and like drums and like all this sort of stuff in the background. And I kind of just wanted to focus on their singing, because again, I feel like that's one of their biggest strengths, and which is why I think they'll be able to do ballads very well. So yeah, maybe if it was a bit less busy, I would have enjoyed it more. But this is one of those rare occasions where I'll give it like a 0.75 on my personal rating scale, because I do enjoy it, but like it wasn't exactly perfect in that sort of way. But yeah, it's still a great song. And the rest of these tracks are just remakes of previous songs, but we could just maybe like speak on it a little bit. So next would be We Together, which was one of the finale songs. Lyrics are by Bumju and Baekho, aka Dongho. Baekho from New SW. Composition arrangement is by Bumju, Baekho, and Park Kite from Prism Filter. Yeah, just the original like there was a lot of original members on this song, and remember like the big deal that they made about the like the high note or whatever. Yeah, it's interesting to see it.
Muse high note.
Yeah, I think they gave it to Yuri, so just it's interesting to see that sort of thing redistributed. But other than that,
Yuri would be the one to get it.
Give it to. Ideally, because she's the one that can belt. But
she's the main vocal.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, yeah, there's not much else changed.
Yeah. For these 3 songs, I didn't have too much.
Me neither. Just to comment on them real quick, I guess. I already liked all 3 of them quite a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
Which we talked about on past episodes. I think it was in episode 5, the last episode we talked about them, I think.
No, well, this is the finale episode. Yeah, so yeah.
Episode 5.
So, yeah, I like them all, and I think they still work incredibly well, even with just the Aizwan members. So, yeah, I'm happy with how they turned out.
Yeah, same. I knew they'd be on here, because at least they did the same thing with When Cherry Blossoms Fade. So, obviously they'd put the ballad one. But since IOI, they didn't really they just had Crush and When Cherry Blossoms Fade. So, yeah, having all 3 on here made sense. But yeah, I loved them all. You can hear us talk about them last episode 5. But yeah, nothing else different to say for me.
For Skinny Nachao Daro, the Akipi song, it's interesting to see, because remember all the Japanese members everyone except Miru and Sakura ended up going to We Together, but it's interesting to see them come back over to the song. Yeah, and sing the Japanese. I'd say most of the Korean members, their pronunciation's okay, but they definitely need to work on it a bit, because that's definitely a thing where when Korean groups do Japanese songs, they're singing Japanese, or they're speaking Japanese as if it were Korean. So if that makes any type of sense, but yeah,
they have a Korean accent.
Yeah, or just the pronunciation of their words. Yeah, it's how it would be how they would say things in Korean. So yeah, they definitely need to develop that. And for Yume wo Miteiru Aida, which I don't know why it's the Japanese title, despite the lyrics or the entire song being in Korean. I don't know, but we still have to give. I think we didn't go into how crazy like this collaboration was between Aki P writing the lyrics and Iggy and Youngbae doing the composition and arrangement. Like that's like an A team right there between in terms of composition. And yeah, I think allowing it to grow over the past month is definitely on like When the Cherry Blossoms Fade level territory. Like easily. So I could see myself ugly crying to this song once they end up disbanding in a few years. All right, I'd say that ends the review section. So for those that haven't joined us for any of our Truly Daebak reviews before, if you're only a ProduceCast listener, how we do our reviews is we separate it. We score out of 10 with 6 points, a maximum of 6 points for the music, a maximum of 3 points for the concept, which includes like the music video, cover, concept, teasers, that sort of thing, and 1 bias point, which originally was to adjust score, but it basically just turned into...
It's literally a free point at this point.
Yeah, it's a free space, basically. So out of 10, we can give our scores. Jacob, start us off.
So for me, I gave it a 5 out of 6 for music. I really liked all the songs. However, I think just the high frequency issue, I think they could address a little bit. So I took 1 point off there. And again, it's nothing huge. It's just that we can't take off like half points or anything on this show. So yeah, there's that. And I give 3 out of 3 for concept. Music video, styling, everything was fantastic. The dance was awesome. And 1 out of 1 for bias point, because I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what else they got in store for us. So I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, so for me, I did it just flipped, and I'm the same way where I would do probably 5.5 and 2.5. But I decided to do 6 out of 6 for music, just because everything, like the first 2 tracks didn't blow me away, but I liked them a lot. But the amount like that the title track blew me away, kind of just
more than
propelled that score to a 6 out of 6. But yeah, I it did not feel like a 10, even with how good the single is. So I decided to do 2 out of 3 for concept. And I think the reason I decided to take it out there was just because the music video was like pretty basic. Like I love the choreo and I love the styling a ton. But the actual music video itself didn't really do anything fancy or new. So 2 out of 3 and then 1 out of 1. Obviously, I bought both copies of the album.
I will too.
Pre-ordered it like 2 weeks ago. So 9 out of 10 for me as well.
Yep, same score. 6 out of 6 for music. Again, I had my minor gripes with memory, but I still enjoyed all the songs. Especially like in Love and Rose is just probably one of that might be up there for like that might propel like it's gonna Love and Rose definitely made our like best new like artist category just a lot harder or a lot harder to determine. And I mean just like
we split it up by guy and girl grouped it, right? I think we did.
No, we're going to this year.
We did? This year we have to.
This year we have to because there's just way too
poor
much.
Luna.
I right now.
Actually, I don't know. We have G-Idol.
Yeah, pretty much. It's right now for me. It would be between Luna and Aizwan, honestly, just because again, like I mentioned, like in Discord, it's basically like a long-term payoff versus like a short-term like benefit of seeing them like debut immediately. That's the question we'll have to answer at the beginning of next year. So we have time, but other than that, again, this. Again, at this point, I feel like I'm just so burned and just so like just so skeptical of everything that comes out of Produce that like pretty much I'm just always shocked at how good the music ends up being, and I really hope that we don't end up with a situation where they're just at the mercy of every company. Like it's my turn. Like hopefully, like they take a good like. Putting them under their own entertainment company like this is hopefully a good step in a good direction in terms of like cohesiveness of their future songs, and it's not going to be all over the place. I only give it 2 out of 3 for concept. As much as I like the color palette that they use and the choreography, especially again, it's a surprisingly good choreography because I did not expect this good of a choreography to come out of Aizwan, considering that like. I mean, again, the only standout dancers would be Cheon and Eunbi. So, like, again, just like all props goes to like the choreography team that gave it to them. The point I would take off would be again just for the music video, like Nate mentioned, because I mean, if you really think of it's just a box music video. If you really think about
it's mostly
and I mean like with 101 they had an on-set or an on-location thing, so I feel like they could do a bit more with the music video, like again, that was the only thing it was missing, basically. So it's not going to take that much to improve. And obviously, I'd give this a 2 out of 1 if I could, just because like the biases are everywhere in this group. So 9 out of 10, which would this would be a immaculate 9 basically, or just a perfect 9.
It's not a throbbing Daebak album.
No. We're not bringing that into this show. No. So
not a throbbing Daebak album. Damn.
Yeah. So it gets a truly Daebak album.
It's definitely truly Daebak.
Definitely.
Yes.
And yeah, again, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Maybe it was because I lowered my expectations, which is why I ended up being so happy with this. But again, I hope this continues, and I hope again, it doesn't fall off. And have you guys figured out who your biases and who your bias records are yet? Because I'm trying to figure that out right now.
Well, we get 3 biases according to my rule.
No.
So
oh yeah, because there's 12. I was thinking only 2 because that's IOI. There's only 11 of them.
All right, so
12.
we should just put it out there right now so that the audience will know.
All right, for me, as of right now, Yena, Eunbi, Cheon.
Okay. Nate.
Nako.
Hey,
no. Nako number 1, easy. She's literally rivaling Kangmina for cutest person in K-pop now.
Yep.
And they're both amazing at it. Yuri second. And third, it's hard. I don't know. Probably Eunbi. I'd have to think more on third. But yeah, definitely Nako and Yuri.
My 3 would
maybe Yena. I don't know.
Yeah, I really don't, because right now I have it as Nako. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the lowly vampire. Cheon. Obviously, I've been a big fan of her. She deserved to debut. I am still so happy that she got to be in this group, because she deserved it the most out of anyone, honestly. And Sakura, because she's the best. She's the best Fortnite player in the world. Ninja, eat your heart out. Ninja, eat your goddamn heart out. Actually, no, I want to see a 1v1 between Ninja and Sakura.
Maybe Sakura can play on that Idol esports competition that they're doing.
Oh my god, if they have Fortnite, oh my god, Sakura definitely has to be on that.
They're definitely gonna have Fortnite. There's no way they don't.
Oh my god.
Or PUBG.
They have PUBG.
Well, they'll probably have PUBG because it's Korean, yeah.
Same thing. True. Oh, I know.
Battleground.
Right now, my bias records are Yena, Chaewon, Eunbi, and my Llama Girl. So I it sucks that I was Llama Girl day 1, but she just ended up being surpassed by everyone else, unfortunately. But I still have a love for her. So yeah, I guess just that closes up all our thoughts. Unless anyone else has anything to say about Aizwan or the rest of this album, just. I'm sure you guys sound.
I'm thoroughly satisfied with their debut.
Yeah, we all sound really happy, which is a rare sort of thing for all of us to just be this happy about an album. So, that'll do it for episode 6 of the ProduceCast. I don't know when our next one will be. Probably when they make their Japanese debut, which I'm guessing that has to be the next in line. I don't think they make a Korean comeback before they make their Japanese debut. I think so.
They're confirmed. They're confirmed debuting in Japan.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're managed by both Off the Record Entertainment and AKS, who is in charge of AKB48, SKE48, and HKT48. So Off the Record handles their Korean promotions, and AKS does their Japanese songs. So basically, AKP is going to be the one writing for them and everything. So it's going to be completely different. We're going to have really different opinions on it. So I definitely can't wait for that. It's going to be it's basically just going to be a new experience for us. So. Yeah, definitely stay tuned for that. Like this video if you like our content. Definitely, we need all the feedback and love we can get. And if you're so inclined to, you can join our Discord, which is it's mucho lit, and we also have a special channel called the Aizwan Friends of One, or the Aizwan Friend Zone, where you could talk about Produce 48, 48
You're
groups.
welcome for the great name.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of that one. That's like my crowning achievement for Discord.
Friends One should have been the freaking...
Yeah, Friends One should easily
What the hell is Wiz One or Wiz One? You're a Wiz One, Harry.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Is it not Wise One?
Is it
supposed to be We Is One? But if you read it
like so on. So it's like so on.
Yeah. But if you read it Aizwan, it's Wizwan. So like you're supposed to read it differently than
how you read the actual group's name. So like,
which is so dumb.
Yeah, I know. Like Friends One would have been so much better.
Yeah,
but,
Friends One's way better.
Yeah, just keep on the lookout for our upcoming ProduceCast, and feel free to check out our Daebak cast. That's our other podcast that we cover the rest of the K-pop industry on. So subscribe to our channel to keep up on that. Follow us on Twitter at Truly Daebak. You can follow us on all of our individual social media at the bottom of our windows. And with that said, good night. Thank you for listening, and oyasumi.
For me, it's nothing against her. I just don't think she should have even honestly made it past week 9, to be honest with you. In my opinion, that's my hot take, I guess.
I mean I agree with you. It's just that she has an army, and they're gonna come after us.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't matter.